Oh yeah, I forgot to mention about Fantathon. So I was thinking, if Final Fantasy 16 comes out before Fantathon is over, which I'd almost guarantee it will, I want to add it, but I also want to play 16 when it comes out. I don't want to wait. So, what do you guys think about just pausing Fantathon when 16 comes out and just doing 16? Or maybe not even pausing it, but like doing it alongside. So, if we're currently playing, can I just use this? No? Okay. So we're playing like Final Fantasy 6 when 16 comes out. We'll just play 16 throughout the week, and then we'll just keep Fantathon going. And I'll just add it to the playlist. And maybe even, I don't know what I'll do with the playlist, if I'll put it at the end or put it in the middle. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there, I guess. But I definitely don't want to wait, but I also would like to add it to Fantathon. I mean, I guess the other thing we could do, is we could play 16 when it comes out, but just not do it for Fantathon. Just play it. And then once we get to it in Fantathon, play it again. So I could just do a playthrough of 16 that has nothing to do with Fantathon. We could just do it. And then when we get to it in Fantathon, I'll play it again. I don't think it would be that bad. I mean, if the game is like 50 or 60 hours long just to play through, you know, because our playthrough, we could do like everything. But then for the Fantathon playthrough, we could just play through the story or whatever. I don't know. That's not good. Hate to see that. I think they said something about Final Fantasy 16 coming out within like 6 months of the PS5 coming out. So it'll definitely be out before we're done, I'd have to imagine, unless they push it back. That airship has an arm. That's terrifying. Yeah, we'll figure it out. But we will play it. I'll put that out there. We're gonna play it. So it will be part of Fantathon in some way, shape, or form. Or do they say more info? Well, regardless, I'd have to imagine. If they're showing it now, I have to imagine. And it was not just a teaser. It was, I mean, we saw gameplay, so I would have to imagine it's going to be done within the next year and a half. I forgot I was supposed to go down. I should grab the Chocobo too. Seizures, thank you so much for the 7 months. Like, I would expect it to be more than a year and a half if all they showed was, like, the title card. If they were just like, Final Fantasy 16 being worked on. But they showed, like, a good amount of the game. So, I definitely think it'll be out. Close-ish. Like 2021. What's up, Super Junior? The game does not look good, Retro. I'm not sure which trailer you watched. It looks like an old PS4 game. Like, watch the Final Fantasy 16 and then watch the Demon Souls trailer, and you'll see what people are talking about. It does not look it's not even close. And granted, 16 is supposed to be more of a lighter, like, you know, less emphasis on the graphics, but still, it definitely does not look like a PS5 game. Not yet, at least. People are saying that Final Fantasy 15 looked better than 16, and I kind of agree. I mean, to someone that doesn't care about graphics, no. But seeing as though you're paying $500 for this brand new box, you don't want the games to look the same as your box you already own. This reveal was supposed to be like, this is PS5. This is why you want to buy it. So, having the game look like the box you already have is kind of yikes. But like I said, you know, I didn't expect much. I didn't even expect to see the game, so I was not expecting them to be like super amazing graphics. But people are just pointing it out because it's a thing. I don't think anyone expected it to look perfect, but just point it out because it's there. Hey, did you guys miss the 6-second loop? We need to let the loop play a little longer. It's so bad. There's an inn here, right? Yeah. Oh, there's no... I don't think there's a church here, though. Wait. You don't have, like, life, do you? Can I just fly? Oh. Never mind. I kind of forgot the last cutscene we just watched. Our boy has been abducted. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The graphics don't matter that much. And it's also pre-alpha, super pre-alpha footage. But it's just when they show off the game like, boom, this is why you need to buy a PS5. Look at these incredible games. And it looks like an old PS4 game. People are going to make comments, you know. People are going to be like, well, wait a second. So, and I think, like I said, the biggest problem is that it came, I think, right after the Demon Souls trailer. It was before or after, but it was pretty close to it. And, like, that the Demon Souls trailer just stole the whole show. No, it's not pointless to show indie games, but like I said before, Final Fantasy has always been that series that Square Enix has used to push the envelope. Final Fantasy has always been that series where they're like using the most top-of-the-line everything. And if you think about it, the Final Fantasy VII Remake blows Final Fantasy XVI out of the water, and it's on PS4. The Final Fantasy VII Remake is on PS4, and it looks leagues better than 16. So, I think it's safe to say that's a problem. Like, it needs to look better in its final form. but the PS5 has RTX. And like, I think the main characters with some buffing up would look fine, but the NPC characters legitimately looked bad. I'm fairly okay saying that, like, that character I made fun of in the trailer for, like, having a weird reaction, he looked bad. He looked like a souped-up PS2 character. Like, I thought he looked kind of bad, so... Insert Lightning Returns dog. The greatest NPC of all time. Lightning Returns dog. Where's the... Oh, she was captured! Oh no! She was captured with Sid? Everyone's captured. The princess went to fetch you from Cassian personally so she could thank you for all your help. Yeah, but... she gone. Even the Dreadnought will need to land and replenish its supplies. Huh. Please save my daughter. No, I don't think the combat looks like Lightning Returns. The combat looks like Devil May Cry. I almost feel like they shouldn't have showed Final Fantasy 16, to be honest. Like, if it's that alpha where, like, nothing we saw in that trailer is really going to be the way the game looks in the end, then, like, maybe they really shouldn't have shown it. I mean, I know why they showed it, because Sony was like, we're showing off the PS5, we need people to buy it. Give us that trailer. But, like... honestly, maybe they should have just shown the cutscene at the beginning and then Final Fantasy 16 in development. You know? I kind of feel like that would have been a better choice. That would have been enough to tell people, hey, it's going, but not have to show PS2 level NPCs. Yeah, just show the Phoenix Ifrit confrontation. In the part at the beginning where Shiva's shooting that thing. And then just be like, Final Fantasy 16. That would have been way better. So where do you think they need to resupply? Potentially... Bafsk. Do you think they were developing it for the PS4? I don't know. They had their mind... They were pretty distracted with Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake. I don't know if they would have had any time to start making Final Fantasy 16 on the PS4. But you never know. Square loves to take on like 97 projects and finish none of them. It's their favorite thing. But when is Quiet Man 2? Asking the real questions. Some have said it looks like a prequel to Final Fantasy 15. I don't see how it's a prequel to 15, because it's like part of the Crystal chronologically. That's a word. Chronology, right? It's part of like the crystal games, like 13 and what, 12? I don't know. I'm not super familiar with that. 15 had crystals? Really? This is gonna sound shocking, but I don't know a lot about 15's lore. I know, you're shocked. I can't believe it. I didn't think 15 was really connected to the whole crystal thing. Still, why do we think it's a 15 prologue? The Superman 64 of the PS5. Oh, I can't wait. Well, you say that now, Random Flask, but Square loves to take exactly what we know and love about the series and screw it up, so that's their favorite thing to do. Like, oh, it has to be a new story because it's a new mainline game. And then they'll be like, nah, Cloud's in this one. He's just chilling. You never know what Square's gonna do, man. We're gonna find out that the kid in that trailer is like Sora. You're like, God dang it, Square. What are you doing? You get like halfway through Final Fantasy 16 and the summons all unite into one giant crystal, and then the crystal cracks down the middle and breaks open and there's this giant bright light, and then Donald Duck comes walking out and you're like, oh my god. Not again. I'm telling you, next trailer for Final Fantasy 16, the character is going to be like, man, I have a headache, I don't know what's going on, and then one of the whispers from Final Fantasy 7 Remake is going to fly in, and we're going to be like, oh no. Go back to Altair, and maybe the princess can figure out how to destroy the Dreadnought. Bro, the princess is captured. I went back and she's captured. What do you mean, go back to Altair? The Dreadnought headed towards Poft. Well, Poft is destroyed now. It's already destroyed Poft. No, guys, this is old news. All this has already happened. I need new help. Maybe there was someone in Altair that could help. I just want to see real quick, if I go back to where the Dreadnought landed, I want to see if it appears, but probably not. Oops. Yeah, the NPCs didn't keep up with the story. They're over here like, go ask the princess. How's it going, Alice? Yeah, but circling back to, you know, what we were talking about before, I am still very excited for 16. I didn't think that we were going to even see it. And so the fact that we can like buy the PS5 this year and have a new Final Fantasy experience potentially before the end of next year is pretty cool. Even given its flaws that we're currently seeing. It's a very good chance that it's a good game and we'll all be excited for it. Final Fantasy 2 looks more fun. Well, you came to the right place. Maybe early 2022, maybe. We didn't get any info about Final Fantasy Remake Part 2. That's a bit scary, given that they were saying they might make it shorter and release it earlier, and now they're saying nothing. We might make it shorter and release it earlier. In other words, it's not coming. We fooled you. Yeah. That face when the Final Fantasy 16 main character doesn't even speak Beaver. What a waste. What a waste of a console. I will say this, they definitely hyped everyone for the PS5. They did a really good job. I was afraid that the PS5 would be like, well, it can play some PS4 games, and... but they've done a great job hyping it up. And then the price drop was huge too. The price drop, along with the digital version that's even cheaper. I mean, the digital version of the PS5 is $200 cheaper than the PS3 was. Whoa, that was weird. Did you guys get that random drop? That was wild. That didn't even look like the issue we've been having. That was like, it like went to 0 for like a split second and then went right back up. That was crazy. Did you guys lose connection or just, like, you didn't have to refresh the page, did you? As long as you didn't have to refresh the page, I'm okay with it. The issue we were having was extremely frustrating because every time it happened, everyone had to refresh. And I hate that. That drives me crazy because I know that a lot of people like to watch while they're doing other things, and having to like run over the computer and refresh it is super annoying. So, as long as that isn't happening, it's okay. Yo, Magic Man, happy birthday! Give me the feels birthday man in the chat. Happy birthday, man. Thank you for another 900 bits, Emblem. Working hard to get that X2 going. X2 would be fun to play. We'd have a lot to talk about if we played X2. It would be a very interesting playthrough. How's it going, General? Good to see ya. Oh, sorry about the yawning. Need more coffee. Yo, Dathy? Is that how I say it? Thank you so much for the brand new sub. Welcome. I need to sell some items. I figured I'd use some items, so I wouldn't have to sell any, but right now these dungeons are weak. Okay. I think we got our answer. I don't think it's coming back. Honestly, it feels really nice playing an RPG where I can talk to NPCs and they actually help. It frustrates me that, like, these old games, the NPCs are super helpful, and then in new games, where the games are more complicated and big and you need more help, the NPCs are always like, I'm a farmer. It gives zero help. I mean, people like to make the argument that, like, the reason that newer games are more hand-holdy is because they're bigger and harder to understand. But all you had to do was, like, have NPCs be helpful. The NPCs got dumber, and then now we need a giant arrow showing us where to go. What's in here? There's like 7 bajillion fights in this dungeon. Holy cow. I am error. Don't make me get my giant blue arrow out. I'll do it. Can I, like... I'd rather have eye drops than potions. I want to be a blitzball. Pass. Pass for what? Oh. That's great, but I don't know where the dreadnought... Oh. That's not... That wasn't the plan. Should I go back? Do you think maybe having the pass in that field will make it come down? Or is that just a waste of time? I mean, it doesn't take that long. I guess I'll try it. I have a feeling that I need to go back to Altair and talk to someone, though. But just in case, because I would hate to have to go all the way back and then realize I was supposed to do this. Yeah, I thought I was teleporting the Dreadnought too for a second. The only issue is that this stupid dungeon has like 97,000 fights. But hey, even weak fights give us stat boosts, so... I want to be a blitzball. Yeah, Maria is big strong now. Giving her the mace was a good idea, because she also gets a shield, and I can put her in the front row and let her take damage. That's definitely my favorite part of this game so far, is how customizable the characters are. Granted, they kind of pigeonhole you into, like, Maria's obviously supposed to be a mage, and Gus is obviously supposed to be a tank. But technically, you could customize them if you wanted, which is cool. I like that they give you that feeling of being able to change your party the way you want it. I can't wait For the people that talk about how great the customization is in this game, yell at me for giving Maria a mace. The best thing about this game is that you can do whatever you want with your characters. What do you mean you gave Maria a mace? I'm playing the game the way it's intended. Hey, how's it going, Shotgun? Yeah, I plan on doing a double day, unless, like, we have internet problems or something. But so far, so good. We had one, like, drop for some reason, but it was kind of weird. I don't know what it was. Excuse me. Is it me, or is there even more encounters in this dungeon than the last one? There's so many encounters. I should be using, like, magic here. Try to level it up. My wife and I have a inside joke where every time I sneeze, she always says, "Did you notice that you always sneeze twice?" Man, fire does so much damage. Epic spell. Yeah, I almost never sneeze once. Sometimes I sneeze like a million times. I love this dungeon so much. It's great. I love it. Apologies to everyone watching this that's like, oh my god, we're walking all the way through this dungeon just to find out the Dreadnought is not there. That's exactly what's gonna happen. I gotta do it though, because if I went to Altair and the Dreadnought was here, then everyone would be like, oh my god, he went to the other side of the map. So I gotta cover all my bases here. You never know. This game. Yeah, if you're a dad, you automatically sneeze louder. That's what happens. This game is very chill. I really kind of enjoy just running through dungeons, killing things. It's a very relaxing game. It makes for a good Let's Play, because we can just talk about whatever. I have to pay attention sometimes, though, because I keep getting lost in these dungeons. They're very maze-like. I don't mind the amount of direction in this game, because if you talk to NPCs, they almost always eventually tell you exactly what to do. Yo, C Mark, thank you for the gifted sub to General. Welcome back, General. I mean, I'll take a game that doesn't give you much direction, but the NPCs tell you what to do, versus a game that gives you too much direction or just none at all and you're lost forever. Like, I think this is an okay balance. I'm totally okay with this. I wouldn't say this is, like, bad direction at all. Yo, Kurt! How's it going, dude? I enjoyed your stream last night. Alright, so we'll go back to Altair and talk to people. And they'll all be like, the princess is gone! And not give me any help. It's gonna be great. You're not gonna want to miss it. You're gonna want to tune in. You're gonna want to glue your eyes to the screen. You're not gonna want to miss this. Yeah, so this is the first release. This was before the Game Boy release. It has a much worse translation. But other than that, it's not too much different. Guy's name is Gus in this one, so it's literally unplayable. 0 of 10, do not recommend. Yeah. Unplayable. But other than that, it's also obviously upgraded quite a bit from the Famicom version. So it's pretty weird playing this one after Final Fantasy 1. But it's got... well, never mind. Can't show you. I gotta fight some weeds and bees. Yeah, Dawn of Souls is the Game Boy release. It's actually Game Boy Advance, right? Yeah. I keep saying Game Boy, but it's Game Boy Advance. To me, the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance is the same thing. I know it's not, but like, all my Game Boy stuff just kind of sat together, and I played all my Game Boy games on Game Boy Advance pretty much, except Pokemon back in the day, so... Anyways, what I was going to show you is this epic map screen. Whoa! It's so... yeah. we got that going on. It's pretty cool. Alright, let's see if anyone in... is this Poft or is the other one Poft? This isn't Poft. The other one's Poft. This is Poft. Never mind. This is horrible. Princess Soda has been captured by the Emperor while on the airship. Please go to Altair at once. Okay, so they're telling me to go to Altair. So there's someone in Altair that's gonna be like, I have a ladder to use to get on the Dreadnought. It's gonna be something stupid like a ladder or something. We got a kite. Use the kite to fly up to the Dreadnought. So, the reason that I left Altair is because I talked to all the people in the princess's room, or at least most of them, and I talked to the king, or the prince, and none of them said anything, so I didn't think... maybe the old guy has something to say. I wonder how you're going to pull off this one. That is incredibly unhelpful. Our scout reported that the Dreadnought is heading towards north of Finn. God dang it. The one guy I didn't talk to. That's it. North of Finn? That's probably a brand new area. He has a point. How am I gonna pull this one off? A catapult. Let's catapult ourselves up there. That'll work. Let's see. Yeah, I don't remember where Finn is. Is Finn... okay, this is Finn. So north of Finn, well that's a mountain range. Unless they're talking about Gatria. I guess we'll just go up there. As long as I don't get Craig'd on my way up there, we'll be fine. If I go too far west, I might get Craig'd. Just stick to this path here. What's that house? I don't know what that is. Yeah, Craig will let me know. So you shall not pass. Flying Chocobo. That could work. Is that Craig's house? Surrounded by super strong monsters? I don't remember what this is. Oh, this is Gatria. Okay. This town, it's looked better. The inn is kinda crooked. There's only one guy that lives here. The Dreadnought is replenishing its supplies far to the north, well past Finn. Okay, well, far to the north, that might be hard to get to. Oh man, I have half the money for an elixir. What can I sell? I mean, I could sell some maces. I got like 19 of them. Probably sell this. Probably sell the leather stuff. Also, should I equip the wear mace, whatever? Werebane. Oh wow, the Werebane's way stronger. Forgot about that. I kind of want to buy a single Phoenix down, but it's fine. Let's see if anyone in Finn has anything to say. Oh, that's right. Finn is under Imperial arrest. Do you think I could fight these guys now? Before they just annihilated me. Maybe I'm strong enough now. Probably not. Probably get Craig. Yeah, we played World of Final Fantasy back when it came out. There's a highlight series on YouTube, if you want to watch that. I was pretty hard on that game. Looking back on it, it was better than I made it out to be. But it was a pretty frustrating play for me. Mostly because I recognized a lot of the issues with it. I think if you don't look so far into it and you just kind of play it, it's a fun game. But I recognized way too much that was wrong with it too quickly, and it kind of soured the experience. Rebels, meet your fate! Time to get Craig. Yeah. Yeah, this is looking Craig. Excellent. Gus did some damage. Oh, Furion actually survived an attack. Oh my god. We might actually win. Craig is our running meme for Final Fantathon whenever something is coded specifically to be mean to the player. The joke is that Craig is the one that programmed it. So in this game, there's some encounters that will just obliterate you, and so we've decided Craig coded those encounters. Who is Craig? The disgruntled dev. Yeah. We won! Inferion has 1 health, by the way. I bet you those are some big stat increases. I like how he's still there, though. We beat him, but we didn't beat him. Well, I guess we gotta go back and heal now. Does this place have a church? I hope. Maybe. Is that it? Yeah. No, Craig is the disgruntled guy in every game ever. He had a hand in every game ever made. He just jumps from company to company, making bad stuff along the way. Cranky Craig. Craig the Crank. Gains are temporary, Craig is forever. So... it's north of Finn, but am I supposed to do something in Finn? Probably not. See if I'm allowed to go in the castle or not. Probably not. Oh god, ambushed. Ambushed by a goblin, what are we gonna do? Yo, Unearthly, thank you so much for the prime. Oh, nope, can't go in the castle. Welcome, my man. Alright, I'm going north. Please don't Craig me. That's good. Yeah, so for those of you that weren't here for like the first day of Final Fantasy II, this game has this really wonky mechanic where if you go off the beaten path anywhere on the world map, you will just get annihilated by enemies that do like 9 times your health bar. And it's kind of their way of saying like, you're not supposed to be here, but they don't give you any kind of warning. You just die and have to reload. So it's kind of a weird decision. Probably the worst part, the worst, like, use of it is at the very beginning. When you leave the first town, if you go south instead of north, which, like, no one even tells you to go north, I don't think. At least not without having to talk to random NPCs. If you decide to go south just to see what's down there, you get obliterated. Which, like, in RPGs, you're kind of used to exploring. You know, whenever someone tells you to go somewhere, you usually go the opposite way just to see what's there, you know. I guess that's where we gotta go. That's just kind of something that everyone does with RPGs. If the character says go north, you're like, oh, there's probably a secret south. You go south and just get obliterated by super strong enemies. So, kind of a weird decision. Definitely a Craig moment. Somebody was like, alright, We're gonna put some hard enemies here so that the player knows not to go this way yet. Should we put like a sign down that says strong enemies ahead? And Craig was like, no. Oh, well, should we have like something pop up to say? No. Should we maybe have an NPC tell them? No. They'll find out. If they die, they die. It's just the Craig way. Oh. It's weird. The game if you use magic, it automatically tries to target the back line. I guess because magic and long range are the only things that can hit back rows, so they just figure that's a smart move. But it's almost never what I want to do. I want to use magic on the turtles. Yeah, we've talked about it before. It's kind of interesting. Final Fantasy VII, for a lot of people, is the first open-world game they played, as in, like, you could just explore areas that you're not supposed to explore, right? But looking back on it, Final Fantasy VII is pretty linear. And I think that part of it is just our kid memories, like our nostalgia, because Final Fantasy VII felt so big that we just remember it being this huge experience with many places to go. But looking back on it, Final Fantasy VII is one of the most linear Final Fantasies. There really is not too much extra places for you to go until Disc 3. So it's just funny, like, how our minds play tricks on us. As kids, games felt so much bigger than they actually were. Right, when you're 10, it definitely didn't feel like 7 was linear. I mean, even the dungeons in 7 are pretty linear. If there's an extra way to go, it's usually just one little, you know, branch off this path, pick up a chest, come back. It's never like a big branching area. Maybe one screen off the beaten path is all you'll get. So it's quite the linear game. It just doesn't feel like it because it's such a huge game and they do a good job of world building. And like I said, as kids, it just felt a lot bigger than it really was. Well, see, that's what it feels like, Lord, but ask yourself, where's there to go when you get the buggy? You can go to the mithril, to the cave to get the mithril, which as kids we would have never known how to do that anyways. Or you can go back to basically like 4 towns that we've already been in which there's nothing new to do. You can go to Costa del Sol, nothing new to do. You can go back to Junon, nothing new to do. You can go back to Fort Condor and do a Fort Condor fight. Or you can go back to Calm and the farm and do nothing. Or you can go back to Midgar and look at a giant wall. Pretty much the only thing you could do is go back to Costa del Sol and grab Big Guard. That's really the only, like, backwards thing that's worth doing. So, like, it feels like it's open world, but honestly, and that's the thing, like, as kids, we probably went back and walked around and did all sorts of stuff, but none of it was actually anything. It was just us thinking we were accomplishing things. You can't really chocobo breed at that point. You can make more yellow chocobos, but you can't race them anyways. So, like, you're breeding nothing. In fact, I don't even think you can breed yet. I don't think the game lets you. I think all you can do is, like, feed them. Wow. Furion, your cure is kind of bad. But see, that really shows you something about game design. The feeling of open worldness is actually more important than the actual open worldness. You know what I mean? Like, the feeling that you could be doing things is actually more important than the actual physical doing things. And I think that's what 7 gets so right, you know? It always feels like there's so many things you could be doing, but in reality, there really isn't. And you're probably so involved in the story that you don't want to go back and do other things. You want to continue with the story. So I think the story is so captivating that, like, you want to keep pushing anyways. And then once you get to Disc 3, it's like, okay, now I'll go do all those things that I could have been doing this whole time. When in reality, you couldn't do it. You couldn't do anything. You just thought you could. You know? Super Junior, thank you so much for the sub. So am I really going to walk in and they're going to be like, stop, and then I'm going to be like, I have a pass, and then they're just going to let me through? Why do you guys have zombies on your ship? Like, why did you just let zombies onto your ship? Seems like a bad choice. And yeah, I mean, simply just wandering around is fun in 7. You can look back on it and say you didn't really accomplish anything, but it was still fun. But just looking at it from a perspective of us being older and already have played the games, technically there's not actually much you can do until Disc 3. And there's a bit more to do, like, near the end of Disc 2 and stuff, but generally speaking, it's quite the linear game. There's not a ton you can do off the beaten path. And like I said, I think the biggest culprit of that is the dungeon design is actually super linear as well. You're never going any more than, like, a few feet off the path to grab a chest or whatever. It's nothing like these games, you know, where the dungeon is a giant maze and there's, like, a ton of different ways to go and stuff. Not antidote. What's your name? Darkness. The new Kingdom Hearts character. Hold, who goes there? I have a pass. That's all it takes. Oh, time for the next watch. If you'll excuse me, sirs. Okay. Okay, time for the next watch, but no one came. There's just no one watching now. Is there another dungeon with multiple paths besides North Cave? No, I don't think so. Not like truly separate paths. Even the bonus dungeon, the forest, the ancient forest, is one path. It's just a puzzle. This guy's guarding, like, all the stairs. Are they gonna let me through? Yeah, I mean, the stuff you can do later really does make up for it. I personally do not mind my RPG being very linear up to the end and then opening up. You know? I like that because I was so invested in the Final Fantasy VII story that I didn't want to do side questy stuff yet. I wanted to continue with the story. And then once I beat Sephiroth, then I was like, okay, now I can explore. So I was fine with it. some people probably want a bit more to do during the game so that they don't get like bored with the story, I guess. But and also, yeah, being too open world at the start can be overwhelming. So I like the way Final Fantasy VII is built. I like that there's some things you can do, and you can always go back and like play at the Golden Saucer. There's nothing new there until Disc 3, but you can always go and play games if you want to like do something side questy for a bit. So there's always that option. But yeah, I always thought that that was nice. The other thing with side questing in Final Fantasy VII, it's a bit complicated because your party changes a lot in 7. So it would have been hard to make a lot of separate areas with separate side quests and stuff when you have 3 different party leaders and people are always leaving and, you know, going and leaving from the party. So that changes some things as well. Yep, the remake had a much different approach. And I don't necessarily dislike the way they did side quests in the remake either. I like that they specifically tell you now's the time for side quests, and they give you like a list of stuff to do so you know when everything's done. I like that a lot. But some people didn't. Some people thought it was a bit too on the nose, like, now is the time for side quests, and you have exactly 8 to do. It just doesn't feel as open as like older RPGs. Feels a lot more specific. I could totally get that. If you're used to RPGs where like you need to explore to find new things, and instead the game's just kind of like, this is the time to do side quests, and this is what you need to do, and this is how many there are. Kind of different. Oh, I'm one or two cures away from leveling up Cure. I'm pretty close to leveling up Ice, too. Let's go in Rage. Yeah, I mean, that's the way that Square put it. They were like, people nowadays like a more straightforward approach. I have not seen that, no. There's a couple Celeste mods I want to get into, but right now I'm focusing on the speedrun. I don't want to get too off the path of the speedrun until I'm happy with what I have. If I get distracted by mods, I'll never finish. I was pretty okay with the way 13 was set up because it's just like Final Fantasy VII. There's not much to do throughout the game, but then at the end it opens up. But the problem with 13 is that the open up at the end is not nearly as much as it should be. There's only a few things to do. Yeah, we got a code red. I have one eye drop left. Excellent. I love all these fake rooms. It's their favorite thing in this game. Final Fantasy fake room, they should have called it. What the heck is a were-panther? I'm gonna attack because she has the were thing. Should do a lot of damage if she hits. She's blind though. Oh yeah! Big damage. Gordon, don't die. Ah! That wasn't as much damage. Gordon in the red, what a surprise. Yeah. So that was weird. When I paused the game before, it said I had darkness, and then this time it said I had poison. I had both, but it just, like, it doesn't flip. You would think it would say, like, darkness, poison, but it just says one. So you can't tell what you actually have. I got Cure 2! Wow, that actually looks a lot better, too. Those level ups are actually a big deal.